Hi guys and welcome back to Beyond the Pulpit Podcast. My name is Tracy Ann and karibuni sana to this fresh episode, and we are excited to get to know our guest today. Before we proceed, do not forget to follow us on our social media platforms. On Instagram we are at Beyond the Pulpit Kenya, on TikTok at BTP Kenya, BTP in caps. And on YouTube, we are at BTP Kenya. Subscribe. The last time I was here, the other time that I told you tutakuwa tumefika to 50 by the end of October, I see that happening. And maybe let's just say 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We will appreciate, please. And share, comment. Kuna episode comment tumependa. So please continue to do that. Share our podcast. And I know you're going to learn. It beats the essence of us being here if you do not learn and if you don't get to know our guests in a deeper level like we aim to do. So, karibuni sana to this episode. Hi Larry.
Hi.
This is my co-host.
Naangalia sasa tuko 206.
Muna mjua tuko 206 subscribers. Bana. Makusho. Tunafanya kazi safi, si ndo? Tuko na kazi safi?
Yes.
Hata mimi ninajua tuko na kazi safi. Umekuaje? Umejua, let's play pretend. You know they don't know what we know.
Yeah.
So how are you? How have you been?
I'm good. Ishatu umechagua ni smart.
Color it matches with your eyes.
My shoes.
Awezi ona viatu zako wechorea. They cannot see your shoes but amepiga luku. Amepiga luku anajisikia na ningekosa kumwambia angesikia vibaya. So unakaa
nilikuwa najua nikitoka kwa nyumba. Nilikuwa najua nimepiga. Nikamsana I love your perfume and like
I know I smell good. I know. Si masunisho. So karibu. Nakukaribisha kwa show yetu. But karibu.
Asante sana.
Karibu, imekuwa muda. Unajua saa zingine sijui nimecatch flight.
In the real time yenyewe imekuwa muda. Hizo zingine zinakuanga tu
uongo. Leo uko jet lagged. We thank God. We thank the Lord. I'm not going to hear anything about being jet lagged today. We thank God. Uko excited kujua guest rate wa?
Niko excited.
Okay, excited. Okay. Tulikuwa tuna joke kuhusu ilitwaje? Title ya episode ya leo. Because we had another wakili na guest leo pia ni wakili.
So the first one was wakili a quick one. So inaweza kuwa wakili ya a quick two.
That's bad. That's
Zuri to prepare.
That's horrible. No, we are not using that. Tulikuwa tuna bounce around ideas na clearly unaona watu wako hapo they don't have a sense of humor. I think I need help. Because inakatu mimi ndo creative kwa set, ndo. But karibu sana Anto.
Thank you.
This is our guest today. His name is Anthony Mwanzia. He's a lawyer
by profession.
A wakili by profession. And we are excited to get to know you. Sindo?
That's interesting.
Uko open kutukaribisha?
Niko sawa kabisa.
Uko open kufungua roho?
Yes.
Okay.
Sijakuja na kofia. So
wig bwana wig. Wapi wig?
Anauliza iko wapi wig ile?
Ilinyeshewa jana.
Ulikuwa umetoka nayo raundi.
They have to notice.
So unaandikanga how do you swali ya kwanza kitu unaoshanga inaandikwa moja acha tuongeleshe
hata haja introduce.
Ni venye mongeleo wig nikakuwa interested.
Acha introduce.
Unajua unaweza taka hiyo wig.
Of introducing.
I thought you had already done that, but I will.
There's a lot that I've not said.
My name is Anthony Mwanzia Mutunga. I prefer going by Anthony Mutunga. Some people call me Tony, which I find weird.
Who? Okay.
Some people.
Okay, some people.
Within my circles.
Okay.
My
Tony.
close circles, yes.
Anthony. Okay.
But I don't like it.
Hey? Yeah. Oh, we have another Tony on set. Okay, interesting.
Exactly. Maybe it's part of the reason.
Ouch.
Yes, so that is my name. I am an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. And also an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a flamboyant businessman.
Yeah, no, not flamboyant.
Not flamboyant.
No.
Karibu sana to our show.
Yeah, thank you.
So ulikuwa unamuuliza nini kuhusu wig before
we
get into it?
Hapana hiyo wig awoshi.
Why?
It's the one which holds the legal brain. Ina absorb kila kitu.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ukiosha umetoa. Okay.
Yes.
I hope you're joking.
I'm kidding.
Okay. Anyway, karibu.
Thank you.
Let's get to know Anthony, get to know your upbringing, kidogo to get to know your family, and now how you got into practicing law?
That's a long story. That's almost about my life.
Yeah. Keep it.
That's
keep
why
it,
you're here.
Keep it brief.
Yes.
Shorten it.
I shortened it. I was born in a very small village in Ukambani called Kidhembe.
Kidhembe.
Yes. You may think you translate it in Kamba to English. It's a drum.
Oh.
Yes.
It's
a drum. It means a drum.
You know, it's ironic because Ukambani is not known for water.
No, we used to play drums a lot. I do not talk about water. Not
It's sensitive.
it's a musical instrument.
Oh, the drum.
The drum.
Okay.
Yes.
Si
the drum.
Siyamaji.
I went to nursery school and primary school, the same village. That was in a long time ago. You may not remember, but
might have not
may not remember.
It had a funny name. It had a funny name, which I will not mention here.
Okay.
Thereafter, I went to high school. Again in Ukambani.
Okay.
So you can say I'm a hybrid. I've lived in both the village and here.
In town.
And in town, yes. So everything you need to know about the village, you can ask me. You can ask me how to herd cattle.
You've done that?
Kuendea maji.
Okay.
Yes. Because again, it doesn't mean,
cattle.
Herd cattle. Yes. I know all those things.
Naelewa nini. Tuko sawa.
Pesi ko sawa? Okay.
So thereafter now is when I went to campus. Originally, I did not want to do law. I really wanted to do something business, a course in business. But my father convinced me because of his historical workings with lawyers to study law. And I actually found it interesting. Campus was 4 years, then Kenya School of Law. I was originally in KU, and then I transferred to MKU. Yes. Okay. Then that was between 2010 and 2014. Thereafter, I was Kenya School of Law, another 2 years. 2015, 2016, my admission to the bar was in 2017. Yes.
Okay. Interesting. So, babaka akikwambia anataka kupeleka law.
Alifanyia watu kazi sana.
Oh, what was he doing?
He was a clerk in a law firm.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he interacted with it and
he interacted with it for a very long time. In fact, when I was growing up, people used to say he was a lawyer.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he knew what he was saying.
He knew what he was saying.
Yeah.
He was in there for all his entire career. And I think that's how he got to convince me to do law. Yes.
And didn't you feel a bit unheard? Okay, because you
said no. I never told him that I wanted to do business.
Oh, why?
Actually, only told my uncle about it. I was a little bit, I did not know what to do. I'm just in between. But looking at how I did my KCSE and what possibilities lay ahead, I knew I had quite a number of things I could do.
Yeah.
So when he told me to do it, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's the first, not the first person, but it's the first time I'm hearing that the idea of doing a different course from what you wanted there was no a bit of kuvutana with your parents.
No. Okay. There wasn't.
And the fact that you didn't even tell them, that's a bit shocking. That's a bit shocking. That's a bit shocking. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So
actually, I had been called to do teaching. I don't remember was it St. Paul's to do biology and something.
BA education.
Yes. So when I looked at the paper, I literally just threw it.
Why? But
I didn't want to be a teacher.
Serikali.
Absolutely.
Yeah, serikali sometimes it has that they do have that tendency ya kurusha wase places flani. Yeah. And people who don't have options. I mean interesting. I like how you just got into it. So explain to us talk to us about your journey in campus and how now you've joined campus and now you're doing law.
No, okay. So I joined campus. I am very green. I mean, I'm just from the village. The first day you're just thrown into it, you see guys wearing jeans and fancy clothes.
Oh, you're from the village?
Yeah, I'm from the village.
Wow.
Remember my high school is in the village. Yes.
Yeah.
So my dress code then is these gathers, trousers with gathers. I don't know how you call them.
Mkunjo
kuna mkunjo.
Zile za isili.
Hizo. But now you have a tailor
yeah.
from the village who's made that specifically for you.
Tailor made.
Kunjwa tena pale chini kidogo. You have a shirt and sports shoes. You're wondering how watu wanavaa aje.
And then unakuja tao unapata different dress code.
Yes. And then you go to the mess and you're told chaponi 9 bob.
That's KU life for you.
Yes. Unapewa supu ya bure. So I used to have a friend of mine called Professor. We're still very close friends. But the soup was free. Yes.
Still is.
Alikuwa KU, that's why I relate. We alikuwa KU.
So Prof and I we go for lunch. Chapo mbili 18 bob. So hiyo umepanda train umeenda Tao. Then KU used to be in Parklands.
Yeah.
So umeenda Tao. Na train umefika railways. From railways now to Parklands you have to walk.
Why? Hakuna mat?
No. Umepewa sombili. You've been given 200 bob. Now if you do 100 bob, it's done. You don't have credit. You don't have food for lunch.
Yeah.
What else don't you have? You don't have money for the handouts.
Yeah.
You know, the ones used to print the assignment. So you have to do 20 bob, 18 bob for lunch. You have some money in between for
a few things.
You can do. So that's first year. It was really good. But then I had a break for about a year and a half. A few things that happened at home. I lost quite a number of people, so I took a break.
Okay, from school?
Yes, from school. Now, I wanted to go back, but the guys I was studying with were already ahead of me.
Yeah.
So I had to look for a school which could give me a same kind of study. So then MKU was offering a tri-semester for law.
Oh, you had a lot to catch up on.
Yes, I had a lot to catch up on. So I go in second year, third year. By the time I was graduating in fourth year, I actually graduated earlier than the guys I started with, like a week earlier.
Because I can imagine break a KU at the long.
Yeah, the 9-month break.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're in school. Yes. They're at home. So you caught up.
Yes. The schools were more or less the same. We were doing the same what do you call them? The same units. We had similar lecturers. The start was good. I enjoyed law. I still enjoy it. It's my other wife.
Your other wife.
Yes.
There is the first wife.
Yes.
There is the wife, and then it's the other wife.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Will you decide what? Okay. Acha niulize ifale. What law do you practice? Because tulikuja kujua there is a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot in law. There's quite a lot in law. Most of what you end up doing is determined by why you decided to go for pupillage. Oh. Yes. Because when you look at it, in the bigger law firms, you get into it, you are given a certain section, you are told you do commercial law, and that will be your law for the rest of the time. You go in-house, you'll probably find yourself doing a lot of employment law, HR related. But I decided to go to a mid-tier law firm, which was offering all manner of laws.
Mid-tier?
Yeah, mid-tier.
I thought I got that wrong.
Yes. You're doing all of them. You go to do criminal litigation, you do civil litigation, you do conveyancing, commercial transactions. This other thing called alternative dispute resolution, where you have mediation, arbitration, and all those other things. Yes. Now, when I went there, I was given the opportunity to first do criminal litigation, then civil litigation. In between, I went to commercial transactions, and later on, conveyancing and real estate. Yes. I'm trying to do a little bit of arbitration and to just see how we can do it, because it's really growing.
It is.
Part of the law, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, where did you settle on? You said commercial?
Actually right now I am doing both litigation and commercial transactions and conveyancing.
Okay.
Yes.
To explain what that is. I know maybe a few people hatujui ni nini hizo.
Yes.
We had another lawyer episode remind me 8 episode 8 we had another lawyer Gadhoni Maina. So alituelezea what she does, so I think it's only fair you also explain.
But in that episode ulikuwa so ulikuwa unajua vitu wanasema thanks to movies and series
so
nilikuwa na flow.
No, yeah. if you watch Suits, you'll have a very different idea of what law is.
Lawyer Kenya ni kitu.
Yeah, she actually told us UK ama something.
They don't even study law, those people. They're just actors.
Yes. They read script. But I nimesikiza a few behind the scenes wanasemanga they do consult a bit of professionals.
Yeah, they're told a few things like we are doing here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, if I were telling you the real thing, I should be billing you for it.
She also said that.
You should because our very able producer is willing to unaweza mtumia invoice. That guy is big. I
will make sure to do that.
Okay, now let's get into hizo zote zenye umetaja.
Yes. So criminal litigation is in simple terms nikikupiga hapa nje where you will take me. Criminal litigation is the person against the republic against the person. So now it is the Republic of Kenya versus you,
the victim.
Oh, not the victim versus the accused person.
Oh, okay.
The victim is the complainant.
Oh,
and the complainant is usually the first witness in those criminal litigation. When the prosecution counsel is, because how it happens is a criminal activity happens. Someone is taken to the police station. They are charged before the court. They take plea. The prosecution case handles the first bit of it, where they bring all their witnesses to tell you, this happened. He was harmed, or someone stole from him, or all manner of criminal activities that you can think of. They bring all their witnesses. You have the prosecutor, the investigation officer finalize every bit, and then now the court has to decide whether you are to answer that case. Yes, they actually have to go down and write a ruling to find out whether there's a case to answer.
Okay.
If there's a case to answer, now you go on defense.
Okay.
You don't go on defense during the prosecution case.
You've beaten up someone, or you've hit someone with a car.
Yes.
And in the hospital, and the court has found you. They've given a judgment that maybe you're going to jail, prison. Alafu ujitete. Do they get your sentence reduced, or what? Wait.
They can actually have your sentence reduced within the confines of criminal procedure, because sentences you can be said not more than 3 years. If the magistrate were to say give you a sentence of 3 years, after listening to you they can say you'll just do 1 year.
I'm shook. I am shook. I didn't know that.
Given a chance.
Unasema mimi hivi.
I'm the only breadwinner. I have a child. Look, I have a child here. Just consider, I am very remorseful.
Me, I'm shook. I'm honestly shook. I didn't know that happens. But
it happens. That's actually the entire procedure. Something I didn't mention. When you're charged, you have to take plea immediately before the prosecution starts their case, and that is why unasomewa mashtaka. And you are told to answer whether you are guilty or not guilty.
Okay.
What difference does it make whether ukisema uko guilty na ukisema uko guilty?
If you say you are guilty, if you say yes, I'm guilty, then the court proceeds directly to sentencing. You jump all these other things. Yes.
Okay.
These are things that we have mentioned. Mnaruka. You now go to sentencing.
Na hapo kuna mitigation? No,
there's no mitigation.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You've already, but some courts grant you the time to mitigate. Others don't. Yes.
What do you mean by some courts? Like location? Ama
it's not location.
Uzito wa court?
No.
Takusema kama kina Supreme High Court hivyo.
Okay.
Some magistrates, feel the need for you to mitigate, we mitigate. Yes. It's not cast on stone.
Okay.
Yes. But you can be given a chance to do that.
Okay.
Yes.
And at what point does appealing your case happen? Before or after mitigation?
After judgment is given. Okay. When the judge or magistrate reads the judgment, then they tell you that you have 14 days to appeal. All judgments, you always have a chance to appeal.
So kuna kesi yenye you can't appeal.
Hata inaweza kuwa for example in civil matters you've been given pesa kidogo, you can appeal to be given more. Umeshinda kesi but you still appeal, say you've been given you've been given kidogo money, so you should get more than that.
Hey, okay. Now that's
that's criminal.
That's criminal.
So kwa hii 14 days
yes.
uko free ama unaekwa rumande?
Now, when you are found guilty on judgment, okay, then you have to be remanded until sentencing. Juu unaweza hepa. You may have been given cash bail ama bond, itarudishwa. It will be
now that you've mentioned, what's the difference between bail and bond?
Bail and bond. Bail is money. Bond is security, like a car logbook.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you take plea and you say you are not guilty, then you have now to request the court to grant you cash bail or bond on reasonable times. Now, the purpose of this is to ensure that you come to court, because if you have something that the government is holding on your behalf, then you have to secure it by coming to court.
Okay.
Yes. And all offenses can be given cash bail, including murder.
Okay.
Raging with fury.
Yo. Before we move on to the next bit of it, kuna kwanga na house arrest Kenya?
House arrest.
The one where they put a ankle monitor or something.
No. No, I've never seen that.
Okay.
What I know, there are custodial sentences where you are basically at home, but you are going to the chief's place. Unafagia. You're allowed to do that. That's a custodial sentence. Yes.
A community service.
Yeah, you can be told to go and sweep a class, a school somewhere
for 2 months.
That is for petty cases.
Nowadays, they are trying to reduce the number of prisoners we have in our jails because of congestion. So they are saying majority of the misdemeanors, you are given a chance, for custodial sentence. What they do, they get a probation officer who goes to the village or to your people, asks them questions of the person you are. They bring it to court. They propose a custodial sentence. Given a custodial sentence.
Okay.
Yes.
Still on criminal law and criminal cases. In a case of a teenager.
Yes.
Or a young kid who has committed a crime.
Yes.
That how do you go about such a case?
Procedure is the same, but now they'll be taken to juvenile court. Yes.
So, na yo rumande, because there's a community prison, they have so many young kids. There's
the one for children, and here we are talking about a person under the age of 18.
Yes.
And that is why actually to determine that they have to bring their birth certificate. Yes, they have to produce it to determine that you're a child. So they have these remand sections of the prisons where you have minors. Yes, so they don't get to mix with adults.
So you'll still be charged.
Yes.
With your the judgment will still be given when you're told 30 years in prison.
Now after you become an adult, and you're a minor, now you're transferred now to the adult section of the prison. They don't
wait for you to turn 18 to charge you as an adult?
No.
Oh goodness. Okay. Wow. That's sad. Okay. Now let's go to a different kind of law.
Yes. Wait, a minute.
Okay.
Your juvenile offenders. So like mnaangalianga vitu ka societal factors, like maybe unimsewa hood, unimsewa ghetto ama hiyo matter.
No, that doesn't matter. And again, that is part of the prison department also. I wouldn't have the information about it.
All right.
Yes.
Hey, okay. Hey, wow. I'm learning a lot. The other bit of law that you practice?
Civil
litigation.
Yeah,
let's get into that.
Civil litigation is basically an offense between individuals. Now the state is not involved. It is me against you, for example. Yes.
Okay.
And usually the recourse is something we call damages. Damages is what you get at the end of the judgment. And damages now is the money you are given to you're compensated.
Okay.
Yes. The procedure is different. There are many aspects of it. Different ways of filing a suit. But basically it's just between two individuals. And you are not jailed for that.
No court is involved?
No, all courts are involved.
Okay.
It just depends on, number one, what your claim is, in terms of money, where the defendant is located, because there's something called jurisdiction. Actually, there's pecuniary jurisdiction, geographical jurisdiction. Pecuniary is the money. For example, if it's an issue of 2 million, we'll go to the resident magistrate. If it's 18 million, you go to the chief magistrate. If it's more than 20 million, now you go to the high court.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh. And jurisdiction?
Geographical. No, that is pecuniary.
Jurisdiction.
Yeah. Geographical is where the defendant resides.
Okay.
So that is where you sue.
Where
you file the case. It's not a crime because it's not a criminal offense.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just a dispute between two people, two companies.
So where the dispute happens, that's where you report.
That is where you don't report. You file. It's because courts are located in different areas. You have the Kamiti Court, you have Milimani Law Court, we have Nakuru Law Courts, you have Mombasa Law Courts. If you have a contract with him and he breaches the contract and he lives in Nakuru and you live in Nairobi, you can't file in Nairobi. You file in Nakuru.
Okay.
Yes.
That means don't complain.
Yes. But the rule says where the defendant resides. Well, there are a few exceptions, but usually it's where the defendant resides. Yes. Okay. Accident cases are also traffic offense cases. In traffic cases, you can have both civil and criminal. Yes. So they are both civil and criminal. Criminal, the negligence, you are driving under the influence, things like that. Civil now for you to get compensated. Remember, a very special aspect of or difference of these two types of litigation. Criminal is to punish the offender. Civil is to compensate. So in criminal, you are not compensated. So if I hit you and you go and report me, I hit you, don't expect to get money from it. In civil now, you can get money. Yes, you get compensated.
So you have to, mimi na Trisiano drive ni mgonge ama nigonge. Tukuite tuseme let me call my lawyer, so you have to involve the court ama hiyo tunaweza
you can decide to agree
how the compensation is going to.
Yes.
Okay.
That is why we have alternative dispute resolutions and negotiation is part of it. You don't even have to go to court. Right. You sit down, you decide you're going to give him 2 cows. That's good to
it.
go.
So your job also involves counseling.
It should.
Lazima tusikize sisi wawili.
But I have to remove myself from the emotion bit of the parties. I have purely to deal with the matters before you.
Also friends have actually close friends wamai kuita udili na ona kesi unaeka urafiki kando. Amoja experience.
I haven't experienced that. But when it comes now to me practicing, it's purely just the profession of the work.
Right.
Yes. Tukipatana pale nje tutapatana tukule nyama. We talk a little bit about it. But now we are in court, we have to deal just with the law as it is.
Okay. Okay. Now we go to the other one. There are 3. Commercial practice.
Again, that's now where contracts come in.
Sasa wewe ndio businessman kwa commercial.
Yes. So you want to have a contract with him, I draw that contract. You want to form a company, I form the company. You have to restructure the company, I restructure the company. Okay. You want to go buy shares or sell your shares in your company, we do all that process. You want to buy another company, we do that. So all that is commercial practice.
So you can get you're basically can get contracted by a company.
Yes.
To be their
lawyer. But remember now that is an in-house lawyer, or they can contract you now to be doing their contracts for them or legal work for them as an outsider. If they hire you, now you are an inside and they call them inside lawyers. I think so. And then now you'll be doing their matters, whether it's employment matters, whether they are this contract, you can now do them in-house. Sorry, they're called in-house lawyers.
So, because tied together with almost being almost HR, kuna place ulisema HR.
Sometimes a few companies I've seen them have lawyers as their HR practitioners, because as a lawyer you can also do HR, and you now you are doing both of them.
Oh yeah, so
yes.
The contract between the employer and the employee.
Yes.
You're the one who is drafting.
You're the one drafting.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We were told, or I've heard that you have a law firm.
Oh yes.
You do.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. I had forgotten. Oh yes.
I had forgotten.
Wow. I have a law firm. Wow.
I have one.
So tell us about your law firm. What prompted you to have your own law firm? Ulichoka na employment? What happened? At what point did you?
So I was admitted in 2017. Before that, of course, you do pupillage. And pupillage is like internship. Only that you have to do it before you are admitted to the bar. So you do it within a law firm. So I was in a law firm in CBD. It was called Mahu Kimeria and Company Advocates.
I have a question about how law firms are named. Because it's mostly names.
I don't know.
Two people names.
I don't know where the practice came from, but you can call yourself any name, so long as it's not initials.
Oh.
Yes.
Hey, because I've seen, even when you're walking, there's one along Kimathi Street. I see it, I'm like, and it's more many. You
there's no
Jogona and Nyambura Advocates.
Yeah. I've seen the practice. I honestly don't know where it came from, but possibly because people want to associate with a particular name. I don't know where it came from, but people will actually do it.
What do you call your law firm? What's your law
firm? Called EDAM Associates.
EDAM?
Yes.
That's unique. At least Mwanzia and Sujui. Yeah, you were talking about the law firm you were working at in CBD.
It was called, that was pupillage.
Pupillage.
Yes. Wamahi and Kimeria Advocates. I was supposed to do 6 months, but I had gotten there earlier before I did my exams. Then after doing 3 months, I felt this is not the place for me.
You were going to court?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, during that time, we used to do now the physical court appearances, physical court filings. Nowadays, after COVID, everything is all on your computer. You file on your computer, you serve on your computer, you do everything on your computer. Even appearances, you go to Teams and you appear before a magistrate and you get your orders. Yes.
As a ukifanya your pupillage, you're allowed, are you certified or are you allowed to represent someone in court?
You cannot represent anyone in court until you are admitted to the bar.
Now when you're nafanyanga law 4 years peke, you can't represent anyone in court?
No, you cannot represent anyone. Yes.
Interesting.
You can't even sign contracts. You can draft them, but you cannot witness them.
You're just a law student. You're just a law graduate. That's it.
I think there's a song, law student or something. It's Autisol.
Yes.
Yeah. You can have that playing.
20 seconds later. Yes. So what happened at the law firm?
Yeah. So I do my stint for 3 months. I go to another law firm. I apply for a job to continue pupillage. They tell me to go the next day. I go at home, I sit down, I think about it. I say no. Yes. So
Why?
I remain at the same place. I don't know.
Oh, you remain at the same place?
Yes.
Okay.
So I do another 3 months. And a friend of mine who was a magistrate resigned and went to join a partnership in Westlands. It was called Kimani and Murithi Advocates.
Kimani and Murithi,
yes. So he calls me. He poaches me.
Oh.
So mimi huyo
Mbio,
with my bag.
Of course. Quick fast.
I go to Westlands. So I did my pupillage all the way in Westlands until now it ended. Now when you pupillage ends, you have no contract with your pupil master to continue working with them.
Who is a pupil master? The one who poached you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Or the law firm to say so. So you have no contract with them. So it was actually in December we are told, thank you for doing work with us.
Alikupoach na akose kukuendelezea contract?
No. You see now he was not the managing partner.
Oh.
Yes. It was actually the managing partner who decided that. But now lucky for me, the guy who had poached me now went to Upper Hill and opened a law firm.
Okay.
He told me, you know what?
Kuja.
Come.
Hey, that's a good one.
Let's do this.
That's a good friend.
Yes. So now that is in 2016. No, 2017 now, that's when I went to Upper Hill. I did my stint between 2017 2018. It was a lot of work because when we were starting, we were just the two of us.
It's a new law firm.
It's a new law firm. I am doing almost everything. Drafting documents, filing documents, serving documents, attending court. So today I'm in Nyeri, the next day I'm in Garissa, Milimani.
Wow.
Yes.
Different cases
all the time.
Okay.
We got to travel a lot during that time. I mean, I think I even went to Lodwar for a case.
Who goes to Lodwar for a case?
I mean,
you did.
I did. You are in Kisumu, and this time you have to wake up now you wake up at 3. You know, when you're going to those far places, you are in the bus at 5 because all courts start at 9. So wherever you're going, you have to be there at 9.
Yo.
I thought you were driving. It's going to be a bus.
No, you're a pupil. You're an associate.
Anatoa wapi gari?
Unapewa.
Maybe huyo Kimani.
No. They cannot give you the car.
Oi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hata kukulipia plane ticket surely unaenda.
No, in Lodwar unalipiwa. Kama unaenda mbali unalipiwa.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sawa.
Hizo zingine Nyeri, Garissa.
Kuna matatu pale Tirum.
Yes. Now you have to do those ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was 2017 2018 until 2019. I remember in 2019. Now remember, the work is so much. You dread waking up on Monday.
Yeah,
it's too much. Too much.
Exhausting, I can imagine.
And then your boss tells you, "Mbona hauna gari?" So you look, he's not paid you for 2 months. Ai.
Ati?
Mbona hujanunua gari?
Mbona unilipi?
Mbona unilipi? So I spoke with a few friends of mine and decided, you know what, how about we open a farm? Because when I looked at the work that I was doing and the clients I was handling as well, I realized maybe I could do something. But I wasn't sure. So
it was just an idea.
Yes, it was just an idea. So I decided to resign first. And I decided to resign to either open the farm or figure my way through it. But then a friend of mine I had started with in 2015. Now when I went to Amahi Kimeri in 2015, I found a gentleman called Paul, who later on opened his own law firm, and it grew significantly. So he called me right about the time I was about to resign and told me, you know, how about you come and manage my associates? I told him, oh, okay, I can do that. How much were you being paid? So I tell him my salary. Hey, he tells me, no, but that's a lot of money.
Really?
Yes.
His salary ulikuwa unasema ni kidogo.
Ulimpea the exact figure?
Yeah, I gave him the exact figure. He told me I'm going to cut it by 30k. I told him it's okay. Yeah.
Why?
I did not want to continue in the same place that I was working. Yes.
Okay. So anything to live.
So I left, joined Paul. But now when I joined Paul, his office did not have a space to accommodate me. But the wife had an office just across the road. And the wife was not using the office. She was an advocate, but she was also on, I think, maternity leave or something. So I got to use that office. Yeah. So all files were being brought by the associates. I handled them. I go to court again physically. I return them to the main office, update clients and all that, build my fee notes. And I decided, if I'm doing all this, why not have my law firm right here? Yeah. My friends came along. We opened it in September 2019. Actually, August 2019, because I resigned in July.
Okay.
Yes.
Tresian, courtesy of Hodari, ni fabricators ama fabrication?
Carpentry and fabrication. That's what we're confused.
We have new seats.
Yeah.
New poop.
Not so new Juameze na kwa the other episode. But it does not mean that you should not hit them up.
Yeah.
It's comfortable. I think our guest can. Ni comfortable.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I should order.
Yeah, you should order. Especially when we have repeat guests. How ndio wata feel the difference.
Yeah.
But I hope una feel at home.
Vitu zina.
I'm home.
Change. Yeah.
Feel comfortable. Nzata toa viatu, itisha Sema upikiwe huko. Feel at home.
Unajua ukiambia mse feel at home they get too comfortable. Ashaenda kupiga mai zako zote. Wow, I've been saying that on X. Lol.
Sema mkoko ukapika mayai zote.
Sina kwangu bado.
Okay.
Moving on
swiftly.
Aya, so you've been practicing law for how long now?
7 years.
7 years. And you've said you attend court. You go to court cases.
Yeah, no, sometimes I do.
Yeah, sometimes.
I used to do it a lot when I was starting. Nowadays it's just little.
It's kidogo.
Yes.
Okay. Give us your 2 most interesting court cases. We know we can't mention names, but you can give us the...
I have done a murder case, quite a number of them. Done sexual offenses cases.
You've done a murder case?
Yes.
You were representing?
The accused.
Whew. Okay. Now that is where I'm going to ask a question about that. You're a Christian. You're a believer.
Yes.
You have a client who has been accused of murder and or any other criminal offense.
Yes.
And you do have your values that are based on Christianity.
Yeah, so how does such things align
with your ethics? How does that look like? How does that look like?
One, let's begin with what Christianity is. Believing in Christ.
Yeah.
That he came and saved all of us. The John 3:16.
For God so loved the world.
That's number 1.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. My work as a lawyer, for example, representing a criminal, is to look at the evidence that the prosecution has brought and examine it and see whether it is right or wrong. Okay, whether they've done the investigation properly. Okay? If you come to me as a murderer and you tell me you killed, even if I were to tell the court that, the court would never listen to me. That is number 2. Number 3, you are innocent until proven guilty.
Okay.
Who proves you guilty?
The court.
The court. There's also a number 4. I'm trying to remember. But really, my work as an advocate in criminal matters is to examine the evidence brought by the prosecution. It is not to say that you did or you did not do. It is purely to examine that evidence, because they do their investigations and they have the first chance to bring their evidence until now the court decides whether we have a case to answer or you don't have a case to answer. So that is purely my work, to just examine the work of a person who is presumed innocent. Yes.
So what if your client actually tells you that, yeah, I did?
Like I said, even if you come and tell me you did it, there is the issue of advocate-client confidentiality.
Yes.
And the privileges that my client has with me. So that even if I went and told the court, here is the evidence, it will never be admissible.
Yeah.
And the court will never even listen to me. Yes.
So your work is to prove that...
Not to prove anything, to examine...
Or evidence that your client did not.
That has been brought by the prosecution, who have the mandate to do the investigations through the investigations officer and police officers and all other state agencies, table it in court, for me to examine it together with my client. Yes.
Okay.
We are just examining evidence.
Okay.
Nothing. We are not saying someone is guilty or not. That's not my work.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawa. So your morals are not compromised. Sawa.
That's really nice. Yeah, at least it may clear
the air.
So much doubt. Even just sisi tunafikirianga sasa ni lawyer na ni Christian.
You have really to separate the two.
Yeah.
If you cannot separate the two, plus law has something also called jurisprudence, which is really the philosophy of law. And there are quite a number of areas. And among the areas we have the naturalists and also the positivists. Now the naturalists believe that law and morality entwine at some point, and positivists say that law should be taken as it is. So as you grow up, you find your way between these two. If you are naturalist and you're talking about law and morality is not really Christian. You have other aspects of people who believe in other things. Even, I mean, to Indians, some things are moral, other things are not moral. To Muslims, the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So you really have to make that separation between Christianity as a religion and law as a profession. Yes.
Okay. So it's sometimes it's a thin line, but you know how to handle it. You know.
Yeah.
You've mastered the art. You were talking about your favorite cases. You've said there was a murder case.
Yeah, there was a murder case I handled. The gentleman was. What happened is they entered into some form of negotiation with the family of the victim, and he was acquitted. They took a plea deal. The other one was sexual offences, act crime. The gentleman was also acquitted. There also a lady who had been held against her will by Nairobi Women's Hospital. So she went there, she was sick, she was treated. The bill went up there. She wanted to leave, she could not leave. They were holding her against her will until she paid it. So we filed the case in court. Yes. So we went to court, we filed the case against Nairobi Women's, and she was released.
And she did not pay the bill?
She would pay the bill thereafter.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But now, of course, less the bill that accumulated while she was held against her will. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Hospitals have a tendency of doing that. I don't know why, but you really cannot confine someone anywhere. Yes.
Have you ever handled a case, involving a minor?
No, I don't think I have. Yes.
Are you open
to doing?
If they come?
Or do you mean like children cases?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I have handled children cases. A few of them. But right now I don't handle them. They're quite emotive. The families, the in between, I really don't like them.
It's too much.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever?
My concentration right now, as we speak, is purely conveyancing and corporate. Yes.
Okay. Have you ever found yourself becoming a bit emotional because of a case that you're handling?
When you're starting, before you do your hours, you tend to get confused. You've just been thrown in the waters. You've been admitted today. Tomorrow you're in court. You've never been in court before.
Yeah.
So you will, you're afraid. You're confused.
Yeah.
You don't know what to say. You may get yourself confused. In fact, I remember my first case. It was actually an application. I was in Machakos. Admitted today, tomorrow I'm in Machakos. An application will be thrown into me. I have to argue it. And even the thing, you have to say very specific things. I almost lost because of saying things I was not supposed to say.
Panic.
Yes.
You panicked.
Yes.
Okay.
But again, the good thing with law, there is no right and wrong answer. You take it forward, you put in another application, you say this is what it was supposed to mean, and you move on. You can always cure it. Yes.
Okay. Now, this is just a funny question because I've heard of so many lawyers. They use very ngumu language. Vocab, mnakwanga meja.
The court jargon.
Mnakwanga
meja. Legal jargon.
Legal jargon.
Yes.
Like you have to. Okay,
no, you
don't
adapt. Have to. No. And that was being used a long time. Nowadays, we are moving to actually from late 2009. Guys have been moving to simple English. You don't have to use those many words.
Is it your simple English inafunzwa in schools?
Yes. Even now, yes. Even right now, they are doing simple English. Yes. It's changed. You could hear a lot of Latin because we did a lot of Latin phrases when we were in school. But yes,
okay.
But they go on reducing. The only jargon you'll probably find is in contracts. When you're doing a quite complex contract, you'll find very many words, at least to protect both parties. Yes, and sometimes to lose other parties.
Someone actually advised me that when I start getting contracts, it's important to get a lawyer.
It is always very important. Things are hidden. Yeah. Yes, things are hidden. That is why we have disputes. But contracts are there. People anticipate disputes, but when the disputes arise, yes.
Okay. But you do anticipate disputes because More disputes, more money, more clients, right?
Not necessarily.
Unamweka kwa spot.
Remember, we are many and the clients are many. The pool is big. Pool is big.
Okay.
So long as you're professional in your work.
Day in the life of a law firm. As a law firm, or as a partner in a law firm, day in the life, what does your day look like?
A working day. Say a Tuesday.
A Tuesday, Wednesday.
A Tuesday, Wednesday. You wake up in the morning. You go to the office. You determine what cases are being handled or what other work you have, who is doing it, whether the previous day's work was concluded and whether there are certain clarifications that have to be made, whether there are clients who have to be updated on their cases, contracts, or other work that you may be doing, whether there are any disciplinary actions which have been brought to you, you know. But really, there's always someone reporting to you, so they do majority of the work. Then you later on you go and play golf with your clients.
Nice. Play golf. Very important. Nimekumbuka swali. Have you ever lost a case?
You lose some, you win some. You lose some, you appeal. Unless you don't appeal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you do take your L.
You don't really. But you see, remember, you're not the one who has lost. It's your client who has lost.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's your client, but you're the one who's representing your client.
They are the ones who've lost.
Okay.
Yes. But
the case was not strong enough.
The case is not yours. It's your client's case.
Okay.
Yes. Like any other business, learn how to maintain your clients and how to manage them and how to tell them, you know, this is why we lost. These are the reasons we lost. Maybe if you have a chance in appeal, you go to appeal. Sometimes you don't lose because you've done a bad job. It's because the thinking of the court was different. Yes. There is something we call a letter of engagement. And that letter of engagement tells the client everything regarding the case. Who is going to handle it, the amount of money they're going to pay, what they're required to do, that they may lose.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
How often do cases go to court versus negotiation to nje?
I have seen in majority of the contracts, and actually the contracts that I'm doing now, I have something called an arbitration clause. Now, in arbitration, and where you have an arbitration clause, you cannot go to court at all before going through arbitration. And remember, arbitration is you and me sitting down with an arbitrator to settle the dispute. If it doesn't work, that is now when you go to court. So it's actually recommended that you mitigate, negotiate, or arbitrate before you go to court because it takes shorter time. I mean, it's less time consuming. It's less amount, less, you'll pay less. What else? And people usually are left in a win-win kind of situation. When you go to court, it's you lose, I win. Yes. So people leave courts less happy, or one person will be happy, the other will be sad.
Yeah.
But when you decide to negotiate your affairs, before you go to court, then all of you have a better relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. A case was first brought to court in 2002. Hearing has been pushed to 2024. Why is there all of that? Why do some cases delay, take longer to be heard and judgment given?
Some cases are quite complex with so many witnesses. That's number one. Number two, you'll find in some cases, for example, in a criminal case, the prosecution had done all their witnesses. And then the magistrate has transferred. When a magistrate transfers in a criminal case, the accused person has a chance to tell the new magistrate handling the case to either start afresh or continue where they left.
So that's delay.
Yes. So some criminals or accused people will decide to start afresh.
Yeah, because it takes longer.
It takes longer.
Yeah.
And you're just, enjoying your time out there, knowing that probably you're guilty or you're not. Courts also have had this congestion So many people are filing cases, but the judiciary does not have the capacity to handle, because they have less magistrates and less judges, and that is why lawyers have been pushing for an increased number of judges and magistrates. So that's another thing. Because of this congestion, you find that today you are going for a mention to take something like a hearing date, and the court's diary is full. You have to be given a date maybe sometime next year in June.
What's a court diary?
The court has a diary for the cases it handles daily.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Every court, every magistrate, every judge has a diary for the
Okay.
cases that they are going to handle.
Okay.
Now, when they're handling your case, because they are the trial magistrate, they have to give you a date when they don't have many matters to handle. And if the diary is full, you have to be given a date in a very long time to come. Yes. So that is also another reason why. And
So
because of this congestion.
If it's a criminal offense, it's a criminal case. This person is free.
Yeah, you're out there.
Till
if you've paid your cash bill, and
that's
now,
dangerous.
But it gives priority on the people who are remanded, because how our remands are. So you'll find they get priority for court dates in criminal matters.
Okay.
And usually when you're remanded, you also have, the court has to mention usually within 2 weeks your case before the hearing. 2 weeks. But they also have to check whether you are sick or whether something has happened in remand. You have to come and tell the court. Yes. Also, you can have a hearing date set, and the court is indisposed. The magistrate or judge is sick. Then on that time or on that day, your matter will not proceed, and now you have to have another date fixed.
Because it can't happen tomorrow.
Yes.
Or any other day.
Any other day. It can even be tomorrow.
But it will affect.
Yes, but it will affect the period within which you would have essentially concluded your case. Sometimes even people don't sign you see, when I am filing something like an affidavit for you, you have to sign it.
Yeah.
You'll find you're not around. You probably traveled to Malaysia or somewhere out of the country. I have to wait for you to come and sign it so I can file it. Probably you are to sign it before today. Today you are to go to court. I'll go to court and tell them my client is not around. We've not been able to have the document signed. We need to have another date to have the document signed so you can file it.
Okay.
So there are too many variables. Even changing lawyers also affects how.
Or a client can decide, I'm done with this lawyer.
Yes. Anytime you have the right to be represented by an advocate of your choice.
Really?
Yes. You can say today,
Why?
I don't want to be represented by Anthony. I want to be represented by this gentleman here. Take your file to him. Now, between this transition, a lot of things are, affected. Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Sometimes even clients pass on. Okay.
Wow.
And now you have to have the estate continue the case, which means another case to give them the power and authority to continue being represented in this one. Yes. So there are many, many, many variables. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for getting to this point. I hope you've subscribed. Continue commenting. I know you've learned, so tuambie hapo kwa comments ni nini. Ama uliza swali. Oh wait, let's plug you. You've said taja your firm again, so that when you have a case, you know who to reach out to.
It's called EDAM Associates.
EDAM Associates. It will be down here. So do not.
Leo mnataka quick fire zangu.
Rusha quick fire.
Mwengage kidogo nitafute.
So nataka niseme. EDAM itakuwa hapa. You can check them out. Reach out to them for any legal advice or anything legal. Ukimnini, it is not free. Please, there is no free work huku. Hapa ametuambia details that atatubill. Atatubill. But that's when you reach out to him, it's not going to be free. There's a fee. So make sure your pockets can zinaweza fika. Anyway, quick fire kabla tu malize.
You've talked tukianza tulitalk about tuka suits. So ukasema hizo tuachane nazo. So favorite legal drama or TV show?
Which one is it?
kuna marking scheme pale ako rada.
Which one is it? No, I've actually watched Suits many times.
Yeah, of course umewatch, that's why umetuambia.
Yes. I tried watching Lincoln Lawyer, but only did I think
she's watched all of them.
That is one of my favorites, honestly.
I can't wait for. I think I've done 4 episodes. But I did Suits when I was a long time when I was in campus.
Yeah.
So
you thought that
time we didn't have a lot of work to do.
Did you think that's how practicing law is? How Michael Ross walks into a room and his is like,
yeah,
see
you need
in
some
court.
fancy suits.
Yeah, very expensive.
And then you go in and you're not paid, so you wonder which suits you're going to wear.
Nice.
Is it inside jokes?
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Imeenda. Most memorable case.
I think I
the murder one. The murder, the sexual.
Nilitoka kidogo.
Okay.
Nasumbuana hapa na my boss, nataka kumwambia kama anaweza nipea ka 2 hours tu aki niko busy mahali. Coffee or tea in the office?
Neither.
Okay, gani? Wewe ni mtu wa juice.
Do you consider black tea?
Yeah.
Trungi.
Strong tea. Really?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Yes. Without sugar. Absolutely.
Okay. Hiyo kitu ni kali.
It depends on who makes it.
Still
who makes it for you? Who makes it for you?
I make it for myself.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So this comes from a strong tea.
Okay. It's very strong.
Without sugar.
Makes you very strong.
No.
If you could change one law, what would it be?
The Sexual Offences Act. It's very skewed. Yes.
Morning person, night owl?
Morning.
Okay. Biggest misconception about lawyers?
Biggest misconception
that they're liars.
That they're liars.
Yeah.
It's a very big misconception.
I love venye amesema
that
ukienda court ni hiyo story ya evidence. Ile kuenda ati kutetea mse unaenda tu ku examine the evidence.
Yeah.
That's new.
Okay. That they're liars, that's a lie. I hope my mom is going to watch this because she doesn't like lawyers because of the aspect that they are liars. Yeah. I hope she's going to watch this.
Most important skill for a successful lawyer?
Like I said, just putting in work. And knowing how to bill. Yes.
Okay. Guilty pleasure after a long day. Manio black tea.
Guilty pleasure after a long day.
Majibu zinatoka pale, so nangoja tu confirm.
It's gotta be meat and terere, or what you call mchicha.
Yeah. Oju mchicha?
Najua mchicha.
Okay.
Najua mchicha.
Is that guilty pleasure?
What about anime?
Absolutely.
Umeangalia hii side umeona amesema
ushapata answers pale. Nangoja tu confirm.
Uko na leakage.
Nangoja tu confirm. Book or movie that inspired you?
Outliers, the book.
Okay.
Malcolm Gladwell.
What's harder, preparing for a trial or negotiating a settlement? Negotiating a settlement is any part of contract.
You can even negotiate a settlement within a trial, during a trial.
Mid-trial. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Ukiona kesi inaenda direction ingine like
even parties just sometimes they go out there and they talk.
Oh.
Yes. And they decide, we tell our killers, it's taking too long.
We can do this outside.
This thing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personally for you, what's worse, losing a case or having a case drag on for years?
Having a case drag on for years. It's not.
Yeah.
It's
all worth it.
Justice delayed is justice denied.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Ndio nini hata. Nini ya episode. Nitwaje? Title.
Okay.
Ama we can work around that.
Sawa, tumeshaipata.
Kimalizia, one thing you can't work without.
I think my laptop.
Yeah, because you mentioned una working at home sometimes. One habit that keeps you productive. One bad habit.
One bad habit. Animes.
Because you've said you may mention criminal, civil, and commercial. Which one do you enjoy more?
Right now, commercial.
Oh, Dria, pesa, ama.
I just love contracts.
Okay.
Kwa hivyo nikiletwa contract nikutafute. Sawa.
Yeah, of course. EDAM.
Sawa. Heard.
Way to relax after a stressful day. Unakuwa na stressful days?
All days.
A stressful for you?
All days.
Way to relax isipokuwa anime.
You just go home and sit on the carpet and watch my animes.
Anime has to be involved. Anime has found its way back.
You've really umezunguka, so which best city to practice law in? Gani imekuwa?
Well, I haven't practiced. I have done Kitui, Kidogo, but I've never really been there. The only place I have been constantly is Nairobi. So I would not say I have a proper comparison, but I love Nairobi. I love the practice in Nairobi. It's right there with New York.
So when you're doing such cases, kama hiyo Kitui, mnabonga mother tongue?
You know, English and Swahili are the allowed languages in a court of law.
Oh, all right. Last question. One thing people should know before becoming a lawyer.
It's not all rosy.
It's not Harvey Specter rosy.
It's not Harvey Specter rosy. But it can be Harvey Specter rosy.
Okay. Okay, it can be.
Yes.
It can be. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Memaliza. Unaweza funga show sasa. Anyway, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Until we meet again in the next episode. Goodbye, good night, good morning. Bye.